like off the charts whimsy.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here. Boop.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexa Sunshine 83 right here. Today we have another Solving Your Styling Dilemmas video, and this one is extra special because we have Liz from Beep World here.
Hi, I'm so excited.
If you don't already follow Liz, what are you doing with your life? She makes the most creative, fun, and just amazing videos. I absolutely love your style, and I just felt like you would be the perfect person to do this type of video with.
Oh my gosh, I'm blushing.
If you have never watched one of these videos from me, basically I asked on my Instagram what is something from your closet that you just don't know how to style, and we are going to hopefully give you some inspo on new ways of styling it. We have not seen what the other person has put together, so I'm just really excited to see how Liz ended up interpreting these pieces. And yeah, let's get into styling these pieces. The first piece that we are going to be styling is this skirt from Victoria. She says, I recently got this amazing alpine print skirt. I absolutely love it. I love mountains and funky prints like these, but I have no idea what to wear with it. She said that her style is quite feminine and that she enjoys vintage stuff, but that she loves my style and is just open to whatever type of interpretation and outfits that we end up creating. Kind of my main idea was going for some sort of like, especially because she said that she likes more feminine pieces, kind of like a frilly top. And I loved the idea of taking kind of the top of the skirt, which is at that point like the sky, and expanding it with like the rest of your outfit. And so I have these two gingham tops, and all of these are just from like random places, Depop, Pinterest, Google, and obviously you don't need to go out and like buy anything. This is just if you have something similar, you could totally just take the idea of like a blue top. So don't feel like you have to buy anything. This is just like inspo. But I really loved the idea of like a blue frilly top, and especially a gingham one. I don't know, I feel like that may be a little bit too much pattern going on. There's something especially about like a blue, like a pastel blue gingham that kind of goes with everything in my mind, you know?
Exactly.
Again, kind of expanding on the idea of the top being in expansion, I guess, of the graphic of the skirt. I also found this yellow frilly top, and it's kind of like the sun in the sky of the skirt. Again, if you had any type of yellow piece, I think that would totally work. For this one, I was definitely quite decisive, which I usually am not with these types of videos, but I really was like, yes, blue or yellow top, and then brown boots, especially with the length of the skirt. I think any type of like brown boot or brown shoe as well. I'm also kind of going through like a brown shoe phase. So I mean, but I think it could be really great with that graphic because there are so many browns already in it. I also love the idea of having some sort of lace sock kind of poking out above the boot. And bag wise, I'm always pretty bad with like trying to give ideas on bags because I just really wear one bag. But if you're feeling a little fancy, I saw this kind of like what would that be, like crocheted bag, I think.
I think
like
so. Or like a woven material.
Yeah, a brown leather bag as well if you really want to tie in the shoes and the purse. And then for jewelry, I feel like something very dainty. You could go, if you are a gold person, a couple of gold necklaces. The heart necklace with the pink little like ribbon is actually from Depop. There's an entire Depop account where she like hand makes all those types of necklaces. So I'll leave that link down below. But I really liked how it kept the nature theme. I love a theme, and I felt like this skirt kind of had a theme, so I wanted to kind of continue that.
I love what you did. This one, I think I already saw partially finished when we were like plotting it out. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, I gotta level up. This is so cute. This is great. Yeah, and it's funny, we definitely have some things that are similar, but some that are different. So I am so excited.
Okay, I just saw Liz. Oh man, I love, that's why I loved the idea of like doing this type of video with somebody else, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I didn't even like think about that. And even like your collage, oh my gosh, your collage is so professional. Claps to Liz, claps to Liz.
Who, me? I was inspired by the way you had done collages for these videos previously, where you like cut out the items more. And so I had already started doing that. And then when I saw yours, I was like, oh, I guess I don't have to, but I kind of like it this way. So
I love it. I didn't want you to feel like you had to do that, because I was like, oh my gosh, this takes so much.
I was invested. I was like, I have to make an aesthetic collage. And I also felt like I'm very particular about color. And so I included like a little color palette in the corner, because I didn't want to include like a bunch of the same piece, just all in different colors. But I also wanted people to feel like they could use, I wanted to give more ideas for colors beyond just the ones I actually ended up picking. So all of them have a little color palette as well.
I love
so
it.
hopefully that is helpful. But yes, this is my inspo board. This skirt is amazing. I want it. I love it, and I'm jealous of this person. For this skirt, I honestly think maybe I had too many ideas. I got a little carried away. I was just so excited. And my main sort of visions that came to mind for this were like, first, a frilly tank top, which is funny that you did the same thing, Alexa. I used white just because I love a white frilly blouse. As you can see, I also have like a poofy blouse, and then also just like a plain white button up. I think any of those would be great. But I also think any of those pieces in the colors that I put in the little color palette would work great. I also think red would be especially cool because there's like a little red bench or something in the graphic of the skirt. There's like a tiny touch of red.
I didn't even see that. I was not looking close enough. That's amazing.
That would be, I was like, let me inspect.
I love that.
Let me see what's going on here. And I also just think red goes great with like a earthy, like cool tone, blue and green and brown kind of situation. So I think some touch of red would be great in one of those like frillier blouses, or in a graphic top if you want to go more casual. And then I also just thought like a chunky, cozy sweater would be really cute with this because, you know, the alpine vibes, the cozy mountain scene, it just makes sense. I just put a gray one because I think a lot of people have a neutral sweater, but I think, you know, a variety of colors would also work. Then, of course, I needed some sort of layering piece because that's just the way I am as a person, as an outfit creator. And I also was like just thinking of things in my own closet that I would use. And so I thought like a waistcoat vest would work so well layered over a top in this outfit. I was thinking of a brown suede one because I own a brown suede one. I originally pictured the vest over the button up. I think that would be really cute, but you could also wear it open over like the blouse or the tank top. Maybe not the sweater, but the other things. I think the vest could work with all of them. So I have tall brown boots, and then I also thought loafers or Mary Janes would be super cute. And then for accessories, I just thought ribbons in the hair or like a little hair bandana would be so adorable because they both feel sort of like Anne of Green Gables, you know, frolicking in the mountains kind of vibes, which again, we love a theme. It goes with the vibes.
Absolutely love like looking at the white frilly blouse within the black bows, and then with the Mary Janes with the skirt. Like I see the vision, I see it, and then I absolutely I love a good vest. Absolutely love a good vest. I love every single idea, and again, like you said, I feel like there are similarities, but also like the red bench, the red top, I would like that would have never crossed my mind. I'm obsessed.
I would never have thought of the yellow as the sun, but then when I saw it, I was like, ah, that's so cute. I love it.
This next piece comes from Kim, who says, my styling dilemma are these red and black docks. I bought them when I was in high school in the early 2000s. Back then, I dressed like an emo/goth, and the problem is that I just don't know how to style them any other way. I keep ending up pairing them with just an entirely black outfit, and I feel like I could do something a little bit more fun with them.
Shout out to you for keeping these docs since high school in the
Yeah.
2000s. That is impressive, and I love that you're still trying to keep styling them. Okay, so for these boots, because they are such like a dark and sort of moody color palette, I felt like my first thought of the way to go was to go still dark on the bottom with like a black skirt or, you know, another dark color like this red one, or black jeans, something like that, just so that the shoes kind of blend with the bottoms instead of like standing out as a really high contrast piece that makes them look a little more like edgy, you know, if you're trying to like meld them into a different style and still make them work with that. I just think dark shoes, dark bottoms, they all blend together pretty seamlessly. But then if you want to like lighten up the outfit, the top half is a good area to do that. Was my first thought of where to go. The first thing that immediately came to mind was like a colorful chunky sweater, just because I think lace-up boots and a chunky sweater just go together. It's giving, you know, fall winter vibes. And I think chunky boots are usually kind of like alt and edgy, but they can also be sort of cozy and like fall winterish, so I thought it was a good way to take them out of that like more gothic place with a colorful sweater. But I also think like a patterned multicolor all neutral sweater or something lighter and more vibrant, like a lot of different things could work. Going with something multicolor is a great way to match almost any color, because usually like some color in there is going to match with the shoes. Then for some other top half options that are a little more like spring summer appropriate, because that's what season we're in right now, I was thinking either a plain or like graphic base layer top and then a button up over it, like this white tank top and this striped button up. I also think a flannel could work really well if you want to lean into the more like alt edgy thing with the boots. But if you're trying to style them in more of a different direction, I think stripes or a different pattern could be a great way to shift it stylistically to a different tone.
I like the blue. I like hadn't thought about even like really pairing blue with it, but I like it.
Yeah, I think, again, I was just thinking of things I have and I was like, oh, my blue and white striped button up could be cute with it. And then my last warm weather option is just like a floofy blouse in either like white or a neutral color or one of the other colors in my little color palette. Just because, you know, neutrals, they're easy to style with any color, even some bold red boots. But I think the frilliness and softness definitely like brings it, again, away from that more like gothic alternative style, if that's what you're trying to do.
It kind of takes it from like being maybe more of a like harsher goth style, and especially with the last one, obviously if you can change like the coloring, but even with the coloring that it is, it kind of then gives me like whimsy goth, which is then
I knew
that
you
more
were gonna
like
say that.
feminine, yeah, like feminine.
Love this board already. I didn't even think of doing a dress, and now I'm like, ah, genius.
Yeah, I specifically just had the vision of doing it with a dress, just because I was like, okay, let's like really do the opposite, but still not anything that's too hopefully outside of your comfort zone. And a dress, especially a frilly dress like the white one I put, I mean, you're taking in a way of frolicking through a field of flowers dress and putting it with this like kind of harsher like tone shoe that I just really love. In my head, it balances and cancels out the possible emo, like goth vibe that it gives. I love chunky shoes, and I feel like sometimes I don't want to lean in to the more alternative side, and so I'm like, oh, well, I'll put it with a little frilly dress. In my head, it makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense. I think it makes sense though.
It makes sense. You're so right.
But I also loved even like a floral dress, especially. I think in yours, you on your color palette, I think you had green on there, and I actually thought a green, not like a Christmas green, but almost a kind of muted green floral dress, again, kind of leaning into the 90s, would look so beautiful with these boots. I also thought, because denim is amazing and it's me and I put denim with absolutely everything, that you could go for maybe an even more like casual route of like a denim maxi dress, especially one that allows you to wear something under it. Again, I love that we also both kind of put a white frilly top, and this one's a little bit cropped, so it'll still have a little bit of skin like on the side kind of showing. I had seen this outfit on Pinterest, and it's not necessarily like saying this exact outfit pairing, but I really loved the idea of like a cropped jean and then some sort of frilly top. It could be lighter, it could be darker. I love that we kind of, again, went through like similar things, but then also the opposite. Like in my head, I was like blue jeans, like lighter, but it's also because I don't wear black jeans as much. So I was like, oh, what do I put my black and like chunky shoes with? Oh, I put it with blue denim. And so I thought even the exact outfit that person is wearing, I think would look amazing with the boots.
I'm so obsessed with this whole vision. I feel like everything you have here is so cute, and I love how different it is than, I don't like, there's similar themes, but the actual pieces that you picked out are so not what I picked out, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. Not that it's a contest, but I think you won this round.
No, it's a tie. It's a tie. You could literally wear every single one of these outfits like a different day with those shoes, honestly. It's not even like picking one or the other. It's like I pick all of them.
That's so true.
This one I am the most nervous about, if I'm being honest, which is why I wanted to pick it, because it seemed quite challenging within my own style. And then also I was like, wait, this would then be great for somebody else to also try kind of styling it, and again to see, you know, which route we both take. But this is a black kind of jumpsuit, and she had said I have some black short sleeve coveralls, which I just have no idea how to style and even what season to style them for, as they are too dark for summer and short sleeves are no good for a Midwest winter. The best thing about a jumpsuit is how easy technically it is, but also with how easy it is to style a jumpsuit, it then makes it really difficult, because it's almost like, well, I can just wear it by itself and like be good. But then when you're like, wait, but I want to do something more, that's where I feel like I have a lot of difficulty with. I'm not sure yet what you did, Liz, in regards to styling specifically for like the season. I kind of took it either more as like spring or fall. I feel like, I mean, with layering, you could probably make it possibly wearable for a Midwest winter. I have never been in proper winter weather, so I feel like I can't even give any advice on like how to properly style something for winter.
As a Midwesterner, I've got that covered.
Exactly. Here are my kind of ideas. I feel like this one, again, I was just like, like, here are all my ideas. One thing I did want to shout out were two creators that I'd found that were styling their own black coveralls. After seeing their styling, I was like, wait, I almost would crop them. You don't have to crop them. You don't have to cut your coveralls. Don't do it if you don't want to. But I did like the idea on one of the outfits with the like cow print shoes where it was cropped enough, but not too cropped. And it was a little bit loose and just kind of created a really interesting silhouette. When I was thinking about what can I do with this, like what can you actually add to it, I instantly thought about layering some sort of lawn sleeve under it. So I have this lace white lawn sleeve. I really also love the idea of adding some sort of belt, because again, it is just like plain black, adding as many accessories as you can. For shoes, I kind of went back and forth between like a boot and then a Mary Jane and then kind of like a dock. And the thing that I wanted to show with the Mary Janes and the ballet flat was specifically different colored socks. It does not have to be the colors that I chose. I kind of just showed it for the idea of it, but again, with it being a full black piece, I mean, it really is like a top and a bottom fully black. If you're wanting to add something more into it, going for a funky sock, a funky color pattern with even just black shoes could totally work. And then either you could add on to kind of that outfit I had already gone over, or you could just wear it by itself, maybe for more of a spring outfit, is a vest. Finding something that either has a different texture, so like a leather compared to whatever material the coveralls are made out of, I think will just give it a different depth. And then the black and white one, I also thought could be a really cute look. And then if you had the belt kind of like poking out in the middle, this kind of collage, it really is like a choose your own adventure, or choose the adventure like all at the same time. So either you could just keep adding on or pick and choose.
I love this. I feel like there are some overlap, but also some really different ideas. And I quite like jumpsuits. I have like a shorts jumpsuit, so a little different to style, but I feel like I have more familiarity with styling this type of piece, but now I have new ideas for myself that I've never thought of before from you. So love that.
I don't think I've ever worn a jumpsuit before. I've worn a romper, but I've never worn a jumpsuit. So I think that's also why I was like trying to envision it.
For this one, I didn't put a color palette because I really didn't think it needed one. Black, you can literally wear any color with black, whatever you have around. So when I saw the note about the not knowing, not working for Midwestern winter, I was like, oh yeah, I got this. I'm from Wisconsin. My first thought was just to pair like a funky long sleeve shirt under it. I do that all the time in winter with like all sorts of different clothes that, don't already have long sleeves. And I also just think a layered shirt under a jumpsuit is the coolest way to make it look like really effortless and layered. It makes it look more like the workwear that it was originally inspired from, or like a painter's suit. As like an artist, I'm like, I love to be dressed like an artist. I feel like having coveralls like that look like they're layered over something else really gives that vibe, which I think is cool. My winter option is put a warm long sleeve under. I also think a turtleneck could work great. I think Alexa had a turtleneck on her board too. And then for warmer weather, I think you could also still layer something. I like to do a tank top under my little like short sleeve shorts romper. I just did that in my last outfit styling video actually. And then another thing I did in that video is putting a hair scarf with it. And I mentioned that I love a hair scarf with a jumpsuit because they both feel kind of like artsy and like, workwear inspired, and then also they both have a big like 70s inspiration to me, so I just think they make sense together, and a little like hair bandana feels like the perfect accessory. And then the rest of my ideas are kind of just various accessories you can add, because again, like this is a whole outfit on its own, so instead of adding different clothing pieces, I kind of just gave different accessory ideas. I think like a little neck scarf could also be super cute with this, and that's like giving sort of a Scouts vibe. If that's not your thing, obviously also like a cool funky necklace. I gave a few different ideas that I think would really elevate the look. A lot of these are things I've worn before, but the one that just occurred to me while styling this is putting like some pins or buttons onto your jumpsuit. So that's what the little circles are. And then for shoes, I think like sneakers or boots are, I don't know, those would be like my natural go-to choice. I think this is a great opportunity for like a fun colored sneaker also, since it is like a neutral mono fit. And then I also put in a little like chunky heel because again, I was thinking 70s and I thought that would work well with the other sort of 70s inspired pieces.
I love it. Oh my god. Again, like I would have never thought about the pins, but it's like, oh my god, that totally makes sense. Adding again pins that then also are aligned with what you're interested in as well, like I feel like would totally transform this entire piece.
I'm excited to try it. Perhaps in an upcoming video it'll make an appearance, who knows.
This next piece comes from Nicole, who says, I've had this adorable granny sweater for a while, but have only styled it with jeans, which is super cute, of course, but I want to know how you would style it.
Here is my little inspo board. I again tried to go with like mostly neutrals just because I think that's what people have, but in my color palette I have a lot of little pastels because I feel like this is a very cutesy pastel cardigan and it just feels like it would make sense with other cutesy pastel colors. Even a pop of them like in the socks I think would be so cute, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with the basic items. So because this was like framed buttoned up, I'm imagining it being worn buttoned up, and I also just think it would look really cute that way, so that's why there's not a lot going on with tops here. I love like a sort of boxy little buttoned up top with something more voluminous on the bottom, so I was thinking any sort of like wider, floofier skirt, be it long or short, would be so cute. And yeah, again, I just put neutral, plain black and white because I feel like that's something a lot of people have, but Of course, different colors or patterns could also work great. I feel like florals obviously would align so well with this. I also think sometimes finding like the perfect, you know, pastel pink or blue or purple skirt can be a little more of a challenging task than finding like something neutral. But I think socks in fun colors and patterns are easier to find. And I love that you did fun pattern socks in your last outfit, Alexa. I thought that was so cute because I thought like, oh, a colorful shoe, but then colorful sock is such a good idea because I feel like it's way easier to do. A lot of people have it and it's just so cute and so versatile. So anyway, I thought a little cutesy pastel sock with like a Mary Jane or a loafer would be so cute with this. It has definitely very like cutesy pastel garden vibes, sort of like a Studio Ghibli vibe going on here, perhaps. I also think like ruffly white socks would be really cute. I didn't put that in here, but I'm envisioning it. Otherwise, if you're not as into pastels, I personally don't wear a lot of pastels, although I like love the idea of it with this pastel cardigan. I'm like, realistically, I would probably style it with more like darker, earthier tones. So that's why I wanted to bring in the dark green. I thought that would work well because of course it's all green, but it can sort of make the palette darker and earthier. And if you did want to layer a top under this sweater cardigan, a turtleneck would work well. Obviously, any top under it would work because you won't see it. But if you wanted to do something that will be visible, I think like a little green turtleneck poking out could be super cute. I also put black cowboy boots on here, and I don't own any cowboy boots. So honestly, I'm like, I don't know how to explain this. I don't style cowboy boots, but I just thought it would be cool. I think I felt like other boots felt like the more obvious choice. And I was like, cowboy boots feel like they might be a little less expected and that would be interesting, but also maybe they would be less expected because they just like wouldn't actually work very well. So
no, I honestly, I love it because I feel like if it was any other boot, it would feel almost too harsh. And because of this like whimsical aspect of the cardigan, like the cowboy boot, I feel like just naturally goes into, again, frolicking through a field of flowers. So even though it's like with the black long like maxi skirt, like that whole look, 100%, I totally see that. I feel like based on the 2 cowboy boots or 3 cowboy boots that I own, I feel like, yeah, all that perfect. You did a great job. Great job with the cowboy boot styling.
Thank you so much. And then just for a couple accessories, I thought a little hair ribbon or like a cute brimmed hat would be perfect. Again, this just gives me such like cutesy gardening vibes. And so I was really leaning into that. I was leaning into the Ghibli movie vision, and I feel like a brimmed hat would be so cute.
I took an interesting turn. Compared to yours.
I love this. I love how different they are. I feel like this really speaks to the difference in our styles because yours I think is more pastel and like feminine, and I think I have some of those things, but usually I like pair with, I don't know, things that lean more the other way. I just love this vision. This is so cute.
I first wanted to start out by mentioning Onion Freak on TikTok. I have mentioned their account before because of how amazing their sweater collection and cardigan collection, and I feel like this is such a perfect example of somebody taking a kind of like grandma cardigan and styling it in just such a fun way. I did very much lean into the pastel aspect, and I just loved the idea of a floral skirt poking out at the bottom. Like that just seemed so beautiful. I kind of took it again similar to Liz, like I said, it being worn as just a sweater, but I did think if you paired the sweater with like a denim maxi skirt and put some sort of like frilly crop top under it, I think it could work unbuttoned. I also thought it didn't necessarily have to be a floral, you know, patterned skirt, but you could go for like a slip skirt as well. And again, that could be literally any color. A lot of them end up having lace at the bottom, and I was just again envisioning the bottom of a skirt poking out with like a little lace. I'd seen this one outfit on Pinterest with like a floral skirt and these loafers, and I don't know, instantly I was like, loafers with this sweater and any of these like bottom combination. And then to continue on the pastel, I added this pastel pink gingham bandana. I'm like going through a bandana phase. I'm pretty happy. I finally figured out how to actually wear one, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm putting it with absolutely, I literally just thrifted another one, and I'm like, bandanas with everything. For a bag, honestly, again, I have a pretty tough time with figuring out like different ideas of bags because I'll just wear the same one all the time, but a tote, and any type of tote, could be very fun.
I feel like you really nailed it with this bag choice. I think this is so cute.
Isn't it so good?
I can like picturing it with like the hair bandana and the little floral skirt, like off the charts whimsy.
Ruthie had submitted 2 different plaid baby doll tops, and we ended up choosing the yellow one to style, but she said, I got these 2 tops secondhand recently and I'm obsessed with the color and pattern, but I'm not sure how to style them because it's a silhouette I'm not used to. I definitely understand with this type of like baby doll silhouette, sometimes it's kind of difficult to know like, oh, it feels almost like I'm wearing a dress with the jeans, and if that's not something that you're super comfortable with, it just feels uncomfortable. So I saw this outfit like just randomly when I was like Googling baby doll tops just to like, again, just get inspo, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. Like that is 100% the outfit that I would go with. I also thought of a jean outfit, but specifically going for like a cropped like kick flare. If you were going for more of like the jeans route and you had some like cropped or kick flare style jeans, I definitely would go for either like an Oxford or some sort of like strappy, even fisherman sandal. I think that's a very like perfect spring summer outfit. If you are wanting something a little bit, you know, more just in that the top is beautiful by itself, especially in the different outfits I kind of gave, but again, why not add a vest? Why not add a denim vest? It just like perfectly like ties it.
Always on board with the vest.
Has a little bow, little present, and it just makes sense.
This is probably the one where we went in the most different directions, I think. Like there's almost no overlap, I think, which is so interesting. And I love what you did. And I like what I did too still, but I'm like, oh, that's so fun. So my first thought when she said she wasn't totally comfortable with the silhouette, it was kind of new to her, was to layer it under overalls. I feel like that's kind of an easy out if you're not like super comfy with the silhouette of something, but you like the general vibe, the idea, you want part of it visible. Overalls are great to, you know, ease your way into it. And I just think like they would be so cute with this. It's like the perfect little carefree summer vibe. You could add a little straw hat again. I'm really on a big straw hat kick. That's one of my go-to.
Bandana, straw hat, yep.
However, obviously I don't want the only option to be like, just cover up the silhouette, because I think the silhouette is so cute and you should also be able to embrace it. And I personally find that when something is like really voluminous on top, it's like a wider baby doll fit, I like to make the bottom half even wider and more voluminous, because I don't know, I think I just don't love the look of like a very top heavy outfit on me and my body type, so this is just what I would do. I think I would go with a wider, more voluminous skirt on the bottom, or even some like wide baggier shorts. Styling and accessories, I kind of went in a couple different directions. I feel like you could go super casual and everyday with just like sneakers. You could also go with boots or Mary Janes, which are also like pretty casual but feel a little more styled, a little cuter. Or I also thought you could go like very chic and a little more elevated to pair it with a more contrasting, like darker elevated thing. So if you went with like the black mini skirt and then a little black bag and little black kitten heels, then I think it could be a really fun like nightlife outfit, maybe like going out for drinks with friends or something.
I love the like frilly maxi skirt. I feel like my head would have never gone there, but I'm like, oh, that is such an interesting silhouette and like something to like really play with.
It's so interesting what our brains like automatically go to, because I feel like I'll pair pretty much anything with a long skirt. I'm wearing one right now. I wear long skirts like all the time. Yeah, I don't know, it's funny to see like what's in different people's comfort zones and what, I don't know, there's so much variation, and that is what's so fun about sharing the inspo.
Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching, and a huge thank you to everyone that submitted their pieces and took time out of your day to take the photos and also submit it. Like, thank you so much. And of course, an extra special thank you to Liz for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun. And thank you everyone for letting me style your clothes as well. I had such a great time doing this with you, Alexa. This has been so fun. And yeah, I guess if this is the time for a little self-plug, I'm also a virtual personal stylist on the wardrobe cataloging app Index. So you can find me on there. I think Alexa will link it in the description as well. If you want me to do something like this with your own entire closet of things you already own.
Yeah, I will have all of that linked down below, and also make sure you subscribe to Liz, and also, I mean, you can also subscribe to me if you aren't already subscribed to me.
Subscribe to Alexa. Yeah. That's required.
But I will see you all in my next video. I hope you all have a great day. Bye!